Folks, Glenn Cunningham here, chairman of the Coconut Grove Sailing Club Cruising Fleet Committee. Just creating a quick video to help you with the first time that you're going to log in and create your new profile on the new scheduling system, which is called RecHub. I'm going to create another video in the near future that's going to get a lot more into detail on the functionality of the site and everything that it can do, but for today it's only about logging in for the first time and creating your profile. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up a browser window, and you're going to navigate to cgsc.rechub.net. That's cgsc.rechub.net. And you're going to go to that page, and it's going to take you to this initial landing page. This is a landing page that exists outside of logging into the site. There's a different landing page after you log in, but basically this just gives you a quick overview of what the site does if you're not a user of the site yet. And go ahead and please read it, but I'll tell you the basics are you're going to be using this site primarily for scheduling of vessels, logging of maintenance issues. The dock staff is going to be able to manage the maintenance issues as they're going through fixing it. And then instructors are going to be able to control who has what qualifications and ratings, and that will control what boats you're allowed to schedule. Eventually, we may also add a sort of check-in, check-out function where you'll do it from your phone when you arrive to take a boat out or when you bring a boat back at the end of the day, and it's going to have little helpful reminders of things that you need to do, like remember to check the weather, or when you bring it back, remember to pump out the waste holding tank and wash down the boat, and here's how make sure you leave the battery and the switches in these positions, stuff like that. So before you go ahead and create the profile, there's a couple of things that you need to have handy. Number one, you're going to need to have photos of your U.S. sailing logbook pages. Initially, you want to have, or to be specific, you're going to want to have the page that has your name and identifying information and your U.S. sailing membership number, and then any other pages that have qualifications, where they put the sticker in and the instructor signed his name and that sort of thing. If you're ASA, I believe you also should have a logbook. If you don't, you can go to the ASA website. There's a page there that will show a list of all your qualifications with just make sure that the screenshot includes your name and your ASA member number. And then additionally, and I'm not that familiar with the ASA website, but I'm wondering if you can click on each of those classes that it lists and go in and get more detailed information, such as the dates, where you took the course, what club it was a part of, what boat you were using, the names of the instructors, that sort of thing. We'd love to be able to capture that information as well. One other thing that you're going to need to have handy at some point, not necessarily right when you initially create this, we're transitioning to requiring that every user have the Florida Boater Safety ID card. I'll send out an email that has a link to a website that you can go to, and you sign up, you watch some courseware. It's several hours of instructional courseware videos, and then you'll take a test, and once you've passed that test, you will get a certificate. You can upload that as a temporary measure, and then eventually you'll get your Boater Safety ID card, and that looks like this. And the idea is you want to carry this so that if you ever get stopped by Florida Department of Wildlife or anybody, you've got this. This is a requirement by the state of Florida if you were born after January 1st of 1988. I realize most of us were born before that, but the club has decided to make that a requirement for everyone, regardless of your birthday. There is one caveat to that, or one exception, I'll say. If you happen to hold a U.S. Coast Guard Master of Vessel license, that can either be the full Master of Vessel license or the 6-pack, which allows only 6 people on your vessel with you for hire, you can upload that in place of the Florida Boater Safety ID card. So to get started, in the upper right hand corner, you're going to hit sign up, and you're going to enter your first name, your last name, and an email. I'm going to create a fictitious one here, and I'm putting a number on it because I've done a couple of these. And then I'm going to enter an email that I created for this person, and we're going to hit continue. The next thing that you'll see is a waivers page. Basically, you got to read through all these waivers. The nice thing about the waivers page is anytime we make a change to a waiver or a rule and regulation of the club, of this program, you will automatically, the next time you sign in, you're going to be required to go through and read this and check all the blocks again. So what you're going to want to do is go through each of these sections and check on the I agree to the above section. Make sure you read everything and make sure you understand it. And if there's any questions, please get in touch with me. But you're going to agree to each section, saying I agree to the section above. There's rules, there's information about the costs. I did put all the fleets in here because hopefully eventually we're going to have more than just our fleet on this. Scheduling and use, logging of maintenance. So you're going to click on all those, and then you're going to pick that you're an adult. The reason this exists is eventually we may have the ability for family members to log or create profiles for family members, and then they will have access to more than just their own profile. They'll also have access to their family members' profiles. You will need to enter your full name in here to act as your digital signature. I'm just putting my initials in here because that's an admin function that I'm able to do. And then click on agree. This will take you to the next page, which is basically all of your contact information and your detailed profile information. Go ahead. We really would love to have you fill everything out in here. The minimum items are marked by an asterisk, the minimum required items. So if you're in a hurry, yeah, go ahead and just put in the basics, and then you can go back at a later time, and I'll show you where to do that on here. So enter in your information. You're going to click submit, and the next page that you're going to come to is the page where you're going to upload your photos of your logbooks or your ASA screenshots or logbook, or your Florida Boater Safety ID card or your master vessel license. You can either grab something off of your desktop and drag it over to one of these boxes, or you can just click on one of the boxes and it'll take you to a file window where you can select the files, and then you will enter those. Right now I don't have it as a requirement because we're in the early stages, but if you don't upload this stuff, I'm going to be coming after you looking for it. So please do upload this stuff to your profile. So you're going to hit continue registration. Then you're going to create a password. I use a very simple password for all of these fictitious accounts that I use for demonstration purposes. And then you're going to click submit. Save that password. And then you are finished. At this point, you have completed your registration, and now I'm just going to go over a couple of useful clicks for you. Again, I said I'm going to create a longer video in the future that goes through really in detail, but for right now, a couple of things to know. One, you've only got a couple of drop-down menus at this point, and those will expand as you get qualifications and are able to rent boats, which that will happen after someone sees that you've created this profile and goes in and makes you a member and that sort of thing. And again, that other video will go through that. But the two things that I want you to know for right now is if you click on this Coconut Grove Sailing Club, that will take you back to the landing page that exists for after you log in. Things that will appear at the top of this landing page once you start making reservations will be a list of any reservations you've got. We also may put, if we have classes or clinics that we're going to put on, and we're advertising those. Those will appear at the top of the page, so when you log in, you'll be able to see, oh, hey, there's an anchoring clinic next week. I'd like to be a part of that, and you can sign up for that through here. But what will always exist are these areas, or these sort of instructional things that kind of just show you a list of the things that you can do and how you find them. So for instance, view program information and vessel training docs under communications document library. That doesn't exist on here right now. The communications tab does, but the document library is not going to appear until you are made a member. So this page is designed to just give you a reminder of some of the functionality that you'll be able to do on this site once you are made a member. The second place that I want you to be aware of is the My Accounts page. And this page is really very interesting. It's got a lot of functionality for you. We're not doing membership cards right now, but we would like everyone to upload a photo of them so that if you come to the club for a class or an instructor, a lesson with an instructor, the instructor will know who he's looking for. This is not a picture that will be visible to anyone other than staff, admin, and instructors and event leaders, that sort of thing. So you don't have to worry if it's a bad passport photo or something that you plan to upload. Okay, contact information. Here you can click on edit and you'll be able to go in, and if you decided not to fill in all of your information, you can go back and fill it in later. Membership, login information. If you want to change your password, you can go in here to edit and change your username or password. At least your password. I'm not sure if you can do your username. Down here, you'll be able to see history about when, your membership, how long you've been a member. And this is the area where instructors will assign you ratings. So after you've uploaded your basic keelboat course, you will see that rating exist under here. And after you go out for an orientation on one of the vessels, that orientation will show as completed here. And that is what gives the functionality for you to then be able to make a reservation using those vessels that you've done the orientations on. This just shows your current membership status, which of course, since you haven't, a staff member hasn't approved you yet after you just created your profile, there's nothing here right now. Payments, you can ignore the payments section. Custom fields, these are the fields where you can add, like let's say after you initially add all your logbook pages, then you go over to Captiva Island and you do an offshore navigation course and you want to have that uploaded. You can then come over here, click edit in your custom fields for profile logbook pages, and you can upload that new logbook page, and then somebody may come down here and give you another rating that gives you more ability to, say, go offshore if we ever add that. But right now we don't go offshore with these boats. And then of course, like here, your Florida Boat Safety course, you may have gotten the certificate online, you uploaded that, and then after you get the card in the mail, you may want to swap out the certificate for the copy of the card so that that's visible. Permissions groups here, that's really not going to be something of interest to anyone other than an instructor or an event leader, and that's going to show you sort of more permissions that you have to do different things within the RecHub app. So for instance, in general, most users are going to have 3 different drop-down boxes. It'll be the events, the communications, and the equipment drop-down over here. Me, as an admin, I think I've got like 6 drop-down boxes, and so instructors may have more as well. Comments, probably not really going to be much use in the comments. And then volunteer hours, we may at some point try to reward people for doing volunteer work on the boats. Chuck, you're going to be a millionaire if we ever add that. I don't know if any of you have done volunteer work with the race committee. If you go out and do a day on the water volunteering to help out the race committee, you get some free coupons for drinks at the club that you can use. And so we may do something like that, or who knows? We haven't really figured that out yet, but more on that later. There's other tabs up here at the top here. Nothing's going to be in there right now. You know, if you've participated in an event, you'll have a log of those. If you're an event leader, you might have a list of events you've led. You'll be able to go back and see a history of the boats that you've rented. You'll be able to see all of your reservations. I think past and present, I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked at that much. But here's a really good one, a really interesting one that I'm hoping to make really good use of, and that is the email preferences. For right now, I only have one email subscription list up here, and that's what I call the Cruising Fleet Education Series. So we're going to have lots of different email lists that you can sign up for and do. And once we do that, you'll be able to see those in here. So that, I think, is about everything that I have for you right now. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everybody enjoys using this new system. I think it's going to be really great for our program and eventually for the whole club. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.